I'm Katie Riley, Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer. I want to welcome you to the 32nd Annual Tree of Angels Remembrance Ceremony. I am honored to join you to remember and celebrate the lives of loved ones we have lost. This special ceremony began in 1993 at our former Milwaukee hospice residence. One of our nurses made a paper angel over the holidays in memory of the first patient served by the hospice. Soon, this ceremony became tradition and continued here at Aurora Zilber Family Hospice when it opened in 2005. Since then, Tree of Angels has become an even more meaningful part of our holidays. It allows us to gather together to reflect on those with whom we've shared important moments of our lives. I'm honored to represent the many hospice team members who have personally been alongside you over the days, weeks, and even months while you supported your loved one. We feel it is truly a gift to provide compassionate care to each patient and their families. We want to thank you for allowing us to be part of that sacred journey. You may have seen firsthand that our hospice team consists of many important members, including our physicians and nurses, home health aides, social workers, chaplains, grief support specialists, pharmacists, environmental services, and of course, our team members who we make and serve meals at the cafe here at Zilber Family Hospice. Another part of our hospice family includes our deeply committed volunteers. They are integral to our work in many ways. Their support is vital. And of course, we're grateful to all of you, our supporters and donors. This year, Aurora Zilber Family Hospice commemorated 20 years of serving our community. Since its opening in 2005, Zilber has provided a healing environment for more than 13,000 patients to live their remaining days in peace with respect and dignity in the company of their loved ones. The creation of Aurora Zilber Family Hospice was only possible through philanthropy, and we continue to rely on charitable donations to advance and enhance hospice care for our community. We would not be able to do this work without you. Thank you for joining us and for the trust you placed in us and for your ongoing support. And now, please join me in welcoming Chaplain Jim Greer, who will lead our invocation.
Thank you, Katie. We live in a time when we are in need of hope, especially when somebody that we love passes away. Hope that when we take a breath, we're breathing in the spirit of the one we hold so dear. Hope that we feel them in the winds that blow or see them in the glinting snow. And so for solace, we have symbolic trees through our Tree of Angels. Trees give us a message of hope. They show us how after a period of barren emptiness, there is a stirring of life and a new beginning. The roots of the tree are strong and show us that even in the seeming barrenness of the winter of our lives, the process and change is already invisibly in motion. This process will usher in the flowing of a new season of our lives. Our higher power with strong roots who can bring blossoms to the barren trees that surround us will bring us an era of fulfillment. We're called to bear witness to the way our higher power loves all humankind. We move forward with the hope that these barren branches around us will give forth glorious blossoms, blossoms of the spirit of our loved one, forever embedded in our hearts. Now, I will read the prayer of remembrance, and I invite you to join in and in response state, "We remember them." In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves, the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. And when we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. Thank you. And now please join me in welcoming Andy Vandermolen.
Hello, my name is Andy Vandermolen. I'm a nurse practitioner here at Zilber Family Hospice. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Betty Abendroth, Craig Abendroth, Ethan Abendroth, Frederick Abendroth, Janice Abendroth, June M. Abendroth, Edward Abendroth, Todd Ableiter, Jacqueline Adam, Bobby Aker, Casey C. Alauf, Frank B. Alexander III, Mary B. Alonzo, F. Thomas Ament, Douglas Amon, John R. Anderson, Nathan Anderson, Brian E. Arnott, Shirley Arnott, Joseph J. Arrowwood, Tom Aumann, Jose A. Avalos, Ruben Ayala, Mary H. Bach, Marie Bach-Huber, Dolores D. Backus, Kay Bates, James Byer, William Balcerowski, Irene R. Baldavich, Kelly A. Balliot, Gabino L. Barajas, Lorraine E. Barron, Robert Barron, Francis M. Bartz, Conchetta M. Bastone, Ernest Baumgart, Mary C. Beckman, Helen C. Beck, Lois M. Becker, Richard A. Becker, Carol Belsky, Tony Belsky, Marilyn Bernhardt, Larry Burtz, Margaret Burtz, Edward J. Bett, Marion M. Bett, Penelope J. Byer, Lori A. Bitzer, Crystal Lynn Blackman, Peter Bleha, Harold Blaze, James Blaze, Viola Blaze, Irma E. Block, Vernon J. Block, Cecilia Bouchard, Gary L. Boughton, William R. Bowersox, Arthur L. Boyer, David J. Brem, Eleanor C. Bremer, Bruce Brenner, Joshua J. Bridgman, Bernard O. Brown, Thomas Brown, Lori Brown Morgan, Jackie Bryant, Barbara L. Buchaklian, Herman Buchaklian, Havsep Buchaklian, Julia Buchaklian, Lucy Buchaklian, Nancy Burdett, Wally Van Buren, George Budazik, Donna Cantalupo, Loretta Carlson, Patrick Carter. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Tannhaeuser. I am the fundraiser for Advocate Aurora Healthcare Foundations. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Thomas Casper, Carlin M. Colley, Christy L. Cesars, Karen Sue Cieslak, Paul Cieslak, Carol A. Claps, Marlene Clark, Gail K. Cleary, Carolyn L. Clements, Judy Cody, Perry Kahn, Daniel G. Kalasako, Wayne D. Collimore, Teresa A. Comer, Brian Kennard, Bernard Conrad, David H. Conrad, Janice M. Conrad, Adele Cook, David Cook, Jerome C. Cook, Patricia H. Cook, Albert D. Corradino, Carol L. Corradino, Daishana Crockett, Eartha Crockett, Jerry T. Crow, Rodney L. Kuby, Roger Cups, Karen M. Saganiak, Diane Chapluski, Ruth T. Charnecka, Dawn Chuck, H. Virginia Chuck, Anne Jane Diaquisto, Carol Daly, William A. Dama, Ronald Damitz, Otis Dancy, Nicholas Dano, Judith Danto, Richard Darnierder, Erica Ann Davis, Patricia DeBrabant, Margaret E. Dufresne, Celerina Delgado, Carmela A. DiMato, Millie DiMato, Diane Dick. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Morgan Weiler. I am the nursing supervisor here at Aurora Zilber Hospice. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Olympia DiNardo, Caroline J. DePlaris, Edward J. Dixon, Kenneth Matthew Dobbs, Matt Dobbs, Jack Delahunty, Al Demansky, Eleanor Demansky, Matthew Demansky, Charlene Dooley, Paul Dreisen, Andrea Driscoll Bruley, Subalaxmi Anasayu Dronamaraju, Geraldine May Duffy, Richard Allen Duffy, Brianna Durand, Richard Dybel, Karen Eberhart, Dennis Aldridge, John Elgus, June Ellman, Gordon Engeldinger, Marilyn Evenson, Mark Evenson, Richard Evenson, Kathleen Joan Avoy, Shannon Avoy Collins, Betty J. Fahey, Thomas F. Fahey, Greco family, Maikos family, Peter Fadis, Rorico Fadis, Marlene and Bill Felber, Donna Fell, Dennis H. Ferentz, Paul R. Featherston, Bruce Fustel, Ruth V. Flock, Mary M. Flaskerud, Henrietta Flees, Neil R. Flood, Michael Formanek, Christina Forrestal, Robert Foster, Frank Frechette, and Frank Futchberger. We will always remember you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Regali. I'm the former medical director of Zilber Family Hospice. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Timothy W. Gabriel, Alpha Jean Gady, Oliver Franklin Gardapi, Frank Gardapi, Alma Garza, Jean M. Gassert, Jean R. Gassert, Marilyn J. Gast, Archer Gateau, Mary Gavin, Leonardo Gavinia, Ann S. Geringer, Thomas James Geitz, Christine E. Jorgensen, Emmy Lou Gerritz, Madeline H. Glaski, Bill Gleason, Jed Gleason, Joe Gleason, Dorothy Glojek, Rodney L. Neerlich, Chuck Goebel, George Gold, Mary Gonzalez, Peggy Ann Goodrich, Peter Goodrich Sr., Kenneth Gotts, Barbara Goody, Valerie Grabowski, Diane P. Gray, Rosalie Greco, David Grebe, Rosemary Greenbush, Dan Grobe, Jean F. Gruber, James A. Grundy, Susan Crisp, Erica Gutfleisch, Otto Gutfleisch, Edward J. Guiazda. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Jim Greer. I'm a chaplain with Aurora Healthcare. These angels are in honor or memory of the following: Arlene Hadfield Moser, Elmer R. Hallen, Audrey A. Hamilton, Tom Hamilton, Eugene Hansen, Mary Lee Hansen, Kenneth Harmeyer, Francis M. Hart, James J. Hart, Jim Hart, Peg Hart, Robert J. Hartman, Francis M. Hassman, Joseph P. Hassman, Joseph A. Hassman, K. C. Heckman, Earl Hedberg, Ruth Hedberg, Sharon Heindel, Christine M. Hemming, Dennis R. Hendricks, John E. Hendrickson, John D. Henniker, Bernice A. Henning, Dorothy Henry, Betty Henshaw, Margarito Hernandez, Alan Hill, Eugene E. Hill, Frankie L. Hill, Raymond E. Hill, Donald J. Hintz, Gerald Hochberger, Alberta Hodgson, Brianna M. Hoschrell, Julius L. Hopspinsberger, Phyllis Hotelling, Richard Hotelling, the Hotelling family, Elizabeth Howard, Benjamin L. Hoy, Louis J. Hromada, Elizabeth Hubble, Karen Hudipole. We will always remember you.
These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Dorothy K. Ignatius, Eleanor M. Ignera, Laverne Imbruglia, John Earsink, Jimmy Ironside, Ella Jackson, Sandra Jackson, Donald Jacobson, Conrad John, Jonna James, Mary Janoka, Francis Jasky, David Jaka, Helen Jaka, Joseph Jaka, Andrew L. Jensen, Jim, Wendy Johnstone, Nancy M. Judas, Thomas Just, Beverly Kazor, Nancy Kaminsky, Rosemary Kaminsky, Jerry A. Campa, Bernard J. Kane, Colleen Ann Kane, Edward J. Kane, Bernard J. Canny, Don Cantor, Ellen M. Carrolls, Miriam Novana Kawa, Thomas K., Randy Ellen Kiesler, Evelyn Kiesler, Jessica Key, Matthew Kirkluski, Donald J. Kish, Earl W. Kleipel, Earl Kleipel Jr., Audrey Kloman, Robert J. Kloman, Gregory Klosowski, Norbert J. Klosowski. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Tannhaeuser. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Bernadine Klussman, Harold J. Klussman, Harold Klussman Jr., Joanne R. Klusman, Edward B. Knight, Al Knox, Mary Lou Jackson, George R. Coca, John Cook, Mary K. Colbert, John M. Kohler, Ronald A. Kallman, Stephen A. Kallman, Helen J. Kolsky, Iva Kasabowski, Stanley R. Kasabowski, Darlene Kosmatka, Thomas R. Kosmatka, Cheryl Kowalski Severin, Sharon Krasel, William J. Krause, Judy Krieger, B. Bruce Creer, Wilma Crowers, Dorothy H. Kruger, Arlene Kruk, Carol Kreswicki, Lois I. Kuhnel, Colleen Koulis, Wilma B. Colby, Deborah K. Colt, Eddie Kurzio, Milan Kutan, Arlene L. Kwasniewski, Lynn M. Kwasniewski, Ralph Kwasniewski, Larry M. LaFond, Joseph G. Lagerman, James Lalagia, Marjan Lamar, Joanne Lang, Jean Larson, Eddie Lawrence, Dimitri D. Lazo, Thomas W. Leager, John C. Lato Jr., Carl Limburger, Bill Leonard, Jordan R. Levin, Latrice Learman, Lloyd Learman, Carrie Lynn Lindahl, Thomas L. Lindblom, Kurt E. Skip Lindquist, Donald J. Lobatz, Richard C. Long, Liana R. Longini, Daniel T. Lovall, Marlene Likens, Dennis Machia, Thomas McGillis, James Maggies, Virginia E. Maggio, Janet M. Mahanick, Rick Mancuso, Marge, Perk E. Marlott, Carol Mardo, Warren Mardo, Patricia Matta, Patricia Matta, Emily A. Matuson, Frank J. Matuson, Sally Jane Mazet, Susan K. Maxwell, Angelo Mazzucco, Edison McCants, Diane McCallion, Robert Emmett McCormick, Jean M. McHugh, Michael J. McGowan, Joe R. McGrotty, Doris McMahon, William Medrick, Robin Meyer, Arthur Metzke, Jackie Metzke, Jackie Muckles, Gloria Milkey, Robert John Milkey Sr., Patricia A. Mikowski, Kenny R. Millar, Alice Miller, Georgia R. Miller, Judith J. Miller, Milton Miller, Terry A. Miller, Tom Miller, John S. Majura, Jan C. Mielmai, Betty Lou Momsen, Caroline Mont, Gabriel O. Mooney, Ralph J. Moore, Jim Morrissey, Pinky Moreau, Elkin Palacios Mascara, Arlene Veronica Mueller, Artie Mueller, Marvin H. Mueller, Mary Jane Murphy, Nurse Teresa Murphy, Halden Shorty E. Myers, Steve Myers. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Robin Wolfile. I'm the Director of Development with the Aurora Healthcare Foundation. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Michael J. Nash, Anthony Navarro, Alan D. Nelson, Paulette G. Nelson, Michael John Nemish, Bernard Nikelski, Charles Chuck J. Nilla, Lance W. Noggle, Henry Nowak, James O'Connor, Joseph M. O'Neill, Robert Olenchek, Roberta Olenchek, Gregory J. Orban, Elizabeth M. Orr, Joe Orr, Frank J. Osamitz, our loved ones, Judith Casper Oxman, Sydney L. Oxman, Roman Grandpa Uno Ozikowski, Christopher Posky, Jillian Palanek, Bob Palmer, Ava Palmer, Pat Palmer, Donna J. Pankoff, Karen May Paulo, Gladys Parker, Carol Jane Parr, Patrick Pirelli, Rose Ann Pirelli, Carrie W. Paskiewicz, Antonio C. Patty, Judith Paulitz, Larry Peck, Marilyn Poliska, Tom Pelk, Marcia R. Pennefeather, Albert Pinoski, Juan A. Perez, Tom Perry, Darlene Pertmer, Sam Pertmer, Melvin R. Peters, Richard R. Peters, Terrell J. Peters, Brandon Xavier Peterson, Shirley J. Pfister, Robert D. Phillips, Kate Picata, Milton Pisios, Ralph H. Pluer, Esther M. Pokawski, Robert Posey, Norma M. Picorni, Beverly Pulaski, Judy Polchinski, Leona T. Polchinski, Ruth Polinsky, Stuart A. Polivka, Bruce E. Pomahak, Judith Ann Palms, Lisa Pranghofer, Julie Price, Robert D. Prisbyla, Sophia M. Puchkel. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Kavita Sharma and I'm the Medical Director of the Aurora Zilber Family Hospice. These angels are in memory of the following: Conrad B. Redzinski, Lance Reichert, Talina O. Raposo, Jacob Redzinski, Marie Rasmussen Clark, Herbert Rass, Lillian Rass, Dorothy Routh, Henry C. Raymonds, Linda M. Raymonds, Mary V. Raymonds, John L. Reevy, Betty Reimer, Donna Reimer, Donald Reinmond, Barbara A. Reitman, Kenneth W. Rhodes, Kevin Riley, Sue Roberts, William D. Rowley, David Rollins, Jeannie Rollins, Jeannie and David Rollins, Liz Rollins, Elizabeth Rollins family, Helen Marlies J. Ropas, Cheryl R. Rosado, Margaret L. Rose, Ruby Rose, Walter J. Rose, Jerry Rosenwald, Patricia R. Rosman, Keith W. Ruplinger, Eric Ratowski. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Hosea Davis. I am the Grief Support Specialist for Zilber Family Hospice. These names are in honor or memory of the following: Susan L. Sainsbury, Ida Sage, Linda Sage, Louis F. Sage, Richard W. Santoro, Robert A. Shabowski, Glenn A. Schacht, Steve Schaefer, Ron Schelig, Fred Shoy, Victor Shoy, Sandra Shilowski, Robert W. Schilling, Violet Schimmel, Marjorie Schley, Anna and Bella Schleicher, Irv Schlomer, Chuck Schmadel, Jerry J. Schmid, Caroline E. Schmidt, Dennis G. Schmidt, Norman L. Schmidt, Dietrich K. Schnappup, Barbara Ann Schneider, Jack Schneider, Richard Rich Schneider, Frank A. Schrader, Lorraine Schrank, Tim Schukantz, Terry Shulkin, Daniel J. Schwab, Isla Marie Schwabi, Deborah B. Schwartz, Barbara Searing, Doris Sagala, James W. Singer, Joyce Sereno, Jeffrey F. Setz, Mysore Shivaram, Susan Shivy, Oni Shotwell, John Seesloff, Mary A. Seward, Kenneth Edward Sigler, Catherine Sildorf, Loretta Sinclair, Ronald Slasky, Mary L. Smeaton, Argery R. Smith, Joan Smith, Henry Smith, Conrad Subcheck, Nancy Lanning Subcheck, Lawrence Soderston, Nancy Summers, Arlene Spots, Florence C. Statz, Geraldine Jerry Stacknick, Gerald F. Stackpole, Alan J. Stager, Gary J. Stachewski, Elaine Steffens, Carol J. Steidel, Bailey Steinke, John Steinke, Noreen Steinke, Thomas Stemmel, Elaine C. Steffens, John R. Sterneman, Brian P. Stenner, Odelia J. Strebe, Richard J. Strebe. We will always remember you.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Tannhaeuser. I am the coordinator for Aurora Zilber Family Hospice. These names are in honor or in memory of the following: Richard Carlton Douglas, Jean King, Sherry Lynn Campbell, Betty Sullivan, Roselia Svetsazarovic, Tadija Svetsazarovic, Gloria Swanson, Edward Swanstrom, Florence Swiesiak, Antoinette Simkowski, Vivian Simborski, Terry, Russell F. Tesler, Willa Thomas, Lawrence A. Thompson, Bonita Thorson, Yvonne M. Tidkey, Timothy V. Tinknell, Howard C. Tomlin, Edward and Harriet Tooley, John C. Tosova, Hubbard Trigg, David Trisky, Harry Troy and Colleen Troy, Richard D. Truss, Richard L. Tusho, Joan Euchre, Ken F. Ulatowski, Alma Vasek, Wally Van Buren, Marlene J. Vandenboom, Richard Vandenboom, David W. Vanderleest, Ella Veslow, Timothy Vate, Clifford Viret, Vicky Viret, Susan Verrier, Anastasio G. Villegas, Adeline Warwick, Tracy Wagner, James Walzak, Bob Walden, Carol A. Walker, Jean M. Walker, Sherry Warchak, Maggie Warner, Lugina Waslovic, Rick L. Webb, George Weber, Geraldine A. Weber, Jean A. Weber, Clyde E. Webster, Junice O. Weipert, Richie Welsh, Dorothy E. Wedding, Deborah J. Rowinski, Debbie Dew, Richard Wiesla, Ivan R. White, Annette M. Williams, Daisy Renee Wilson, Karen J. Wilson, Janice Wissard, Florian G. Wotira, Kenneth M. Wold, Rosalinda Wold, Jennifer Wood, Raynot 1, Dominic Yacarino, Judine Yan, Elizabeth T. Yoretz, James Yoon, Judith M. Zidak, Lorraine M. Zemplinski, Sandy Zanecki, Robert Zwitter, Ronald Zwitter. We will always remember you.
Please join me as we pause for a moment of silence to remember those we have honored. On behalf of the entire Advocate Health Hospice team, thank you for joining us and for your generosity. We wish you a wonderful holiday season.